everybody again, and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike, and with me I have the famous Kage.
Hey there, how's it going?
Good, what about you?
Just looking to get into these comments and see what we come up with.
Okay, we'll go to the first stocks, which the first one we're going to talk about tonight is ZOM. ZOM, last tick was 0 and 38 cents. Going into the chart, Kage, well, they had a run in the over $1 range, and then just shot down, and we had some different news breaks, things like that. But let's go into what would you say they do here. Going into Zomedics operates a veterinary health company which engages in discovery and development and commercialization of pharmaceuticals for the companion pet. It offers products for the dogs, cats, focusing on unmet needs of clinical veterinarians. Its true form of biosensor platform is designed to assist practitioners in the diagnosis of gradual conditions. The company was founded by Gerald Solinsky on January 7, 2013, and headquartered in the People's Republic of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Kage, so going on to stock twits, because that's where the real traders are at. What do you have on your end from the twits?
I'm seeing bulls for this stock. Just judging from the chart and everything that I'm seeing for this stock, it doesn't necessarily look like it's had a lot of success getting it out of the 30th cent mark in recent months. Looks like.
Yeah.
But it's starting to rise a little bit, but just a little bit.
There are some heavy hitter names in this stock, Vanguard being one of them. I know that's one of your favorite group of people. They have, I think they had the highest ownership in this stock from what I understand from reading. And if anybody has any corrections of newer owners, please drop it in the comments section if you care to listen there. Adrian Locke, Vice President and General Manager, which led the company's sales organization, including Zomedica's field sales personnel, sales management, and professional service veterinarian, as well as the existing Pulse sales vet personnel. So looks like they had the announcement on that on the 15th that Adrian Locke is to lead the sales organization now. Goes into that the founding chief executive officer of Pulse Vet, Mr. Locke, led the company's personal directed all sales activities over the past decade as it established Pulse Vet's shockwave therapy as standard care for equine sports medicine. And this ad comes out from this article's from Biospace. What else do you have from the real traders there?
How about this comment from Farm Guy? He says, ZOM. Who was the person on here the other day that said they had a friend who worked for Heska? It was stated that you were seeing true forma in several states. Lots of clinics. Think that was legit? Low-key thinking they were telling the truth.
Who is this from?
This is from Farm Guy.
Oh, was it? Did he leave a link to his receipts there? What he had on that one, or no?
It doesn't look like he's got receipts for it, but I think he's talking about how the company was getting involved in several states. Looks like. Yeah.
What else do you have there on the twits there?
How about this one from Turn Up Volume? He says ZOM. So bullish. Zomedica, the company, has steadily been preparing to disrupt the pet healthcare market, and soon Zomedica, the stock ticker ZOM, will reflect that. Okay,
so you have from Top News Guide, you had they had Wednesday the ZOM moved up 2% to 0.2978 with 15.8 million share compared to the average volume of 13.69 million shares. The stock moved within range of the 1209 to 123039. It says, considering the prolonged slump of Zomedica stock, it could be a good time for investors to try to figure out if the stock is going to be in a free fall or is it going to continue to rebound. Now, you could sit here and be on the fence and be like, well, hey, I'm just going to wait for the sales to go up. But if you wait for the sales to go up, you already got in too late. So that's the problem with some of this is sometimes with the waiting. I would say, I'm not saying get in today, but you do have a discounted price of where this is at from where it was. I mean, considering as things progress, are you going to miss out on that buy point of if this does decide to recover back to where it's at? I would say everybody's scared off right now due to the fact of pretty much uncertainty with everything, with inflation and the business production costs and things like that. But the good deal about this company is Kage here is that it has next to none or very little debt there. So there's that debt. That debt there is not that high. So what else do you got there?
How about this one from band level 3? He says, ZOM. March Investor Summit. Why investors should take notice. Company growing organically and through acquisitions. Strong balance sheet to pursue M&A. New management team experienced commercialization and M&A. First acquisition successfully integrated with accelerating growth. Sports cover and find a different sector. Biotech is fire.
Yeah, it's true. There, that's what I've been saying for the longest time is that these are going to be some of the safer plays going forward as we go to head towards this the specter of the recession and the downturn. These are going to be some of your safer plays there. It looks like key quotes from some of the management there. Tony Blair says, my goals are to develop and create manufacturing and distribution capacity to support the project growth of the company. He looks forward to achieving these goals alongside the talented team members of Zomedica and PulseVet. So that's what you have there. What else do you have there from the Twits? What do you have any anything negative from some of the traders there? Any negative Nancy's or no?
Not that I can tell. No bear labels that I'm seeing for this stock.
Okay. What about as far as other comments that you found that were interesting there?
How about this one from My Chicago? He says, ZOM, PulseVet International Distributors. PulseVet also has a small animal advisory board. The acquisition of PulseVet by Zomedica in October may bring new surprises, in my honest opinion.
Okay. I pulled something up from NASDAQ. What was it? From November. It looks like they had, and this could have been a puff piece just to try to get people to sell off and grab the cheap shit there. So they basically had a plug here that says, there's a good reason for the huge year-to-date decline and slide for this stock. Investors clearly hoped that the company would gain more traction in the marketplace by now in its true form of diagnostic tests for veterinarians. So they were saying that there was some sentiment and some setback from that some people were getting frustrated and they were just bouncing. So you had that in November. What else you got there?
How about this comment from Going for Poor? He says, bullish, ZOM. Go for a little walk with me, if you will, a stroll down the path of imagination. Let's say that with the revenue from PulseVet, they report a $20 million quarter. I think it will probably be around 2 to 3 million. If they did report 20 mil, where do you expect the price to go?
North. I would say I would say that you're going to see good things happen. I would say with what they have going on, I think this is a decent price point where they're at now. Would I buy today? Obviously not if they're talking about it, but I would definitely take a look here. It says, so NASDAQ also had in another article separately from that, said the stock saw a 33% decline in shares. So you could just see all the negative ads or the negative writing they're putting out about it. And so a lot of people saw this and they take into everything the Mockingbird media says and they completely just suck it up. And that's what causes some people to sell there. So, I mean, at one point, Kage, this stock was at $2.91. If you could believe that. So it was at a 52-week high, and then it's just been, it's been sell off ever since. Okay, Kage, so you have a take from the real traders there, another take there that you found interesting here.
How about this one from Carlos Sena? He says ZOM. Pretty sure this bounce was from the Aryan Lock news. It took a while for it to soak in how important that was. A number guy deletes sales. Don't get me wrong, the bounce is not over. We heading higher into earnings.
Yeah, I think that you're gonna see the gathering of the team together, and what that's gonna do is you're gonna see. So that's why I say that I don't think this could go further south. I think with especially what they have, I think we're gonna see good things that come in the new team. But once it gets assembled, I think you're gonna see movement. Will you see movement this week? Yeah, you're gonna see some movement just because of where we're at, but we are getting close to that Friday mark. So I don't know how much. Didn't you have another interesting take from a guy that said he was going to take some sleeping aids to help him sleep? So what do you got there, Kage?
How about this quote from Olay the Float? He says, "ZOM bullish. Gonna have to take a couple of melatonin in an hour just so I can sleep tonight."
Yeah.
Anxious, isn't he?
Yeah, he's anxious, but the thing is, I wouldn't be too excited about anything moving to 50 cents or a dollar anytime soon. I mean, you got to get stuff's got to play out here. Investors Place has on there as well. The title of the article was Zomedica shareholders should they would be worried about the outlook of the Zomedica stock. I think that investors should be worried about this? No. Okay, so in this article, the what I found so interesting here, Kage, is they started out where they said, on the other hand, we have to wonder why Zomedica shares are so cheap. Zomedica's shares are so cheap. A bit of technical analysis will reveal that too fast to rally by shares led to the crash of the epic proportions in the past. At the same time, informed investors must bear in mind that Zomedica is a company in transition. So there's your key, guys, right there. That's the most important part of the article, and the most important thing to think of in this stock is you are in a transition mode. As this plays out, as the team gets into place, you should see, and especially with the quarter results coming up, you should see more movement there, wouldn't you say, Kage?
Yeah, you need to be patient with this one.
Yeah. Also, positive thing here is it goes into as far as what the article it says the CEO seems to be on a mission to rescue not just pets, but a financially strapped business. Their recent press releases are a notable attempt to drum up enthusiasm among skeptical stock traders. Unfortunately, those attempts will likely be in vain because Zomedica's data simply doesn't justify an investment in this stock. So they're saying it's a complete stay away on their end. If you can get it at bargain discounted prices, go ahead and get it. If you were going to do that route, it depends where you think bargain basement is. Are you going to wait till this goes lower and play that gamble, or are you going to gamble right now, get in, and then find out where you're going to be at? So that's going to be the question there. It says ZOM received a huge boost from Reddit users, as you may recall, and so they're going right. Investors Place is going right after the meme stock and talking about how it was driven up to 291. They also go into the article that says the problem with stock rallies fueled by social media fans is it's often followed by horrendous crashes. That happens when traders get bored in a stock and move on to another short squeeze target. So there you have it. There's that war going on again between social media traders and the big dogs and the writers of the articles there. So what else do you got there on the twits?
How about this one from Prince740? I'm surprised this isn't trending on ST. Kind of weird.
Yeah, the boards are. I would have to say it's been pretty quiet. I think people have. Some people have completely gotten out of trading and stuff like that. It does seem to be a little quieter, but we'll see what happens going forward. As far as people are just ramping it up right now, trying to get prepared for what's coming. So I think that's what people are looking at, the long-term picture. There's some people just don't have the extra dough to throw into these things right now. Okay, guys, the next stock we have is HOOK. Last tick was 200500. Hook Pharma Incorporated. Go into the chart, Kage. It looks like we had some problems there, but we have all sorts of problems and corrections after June there, huh? The recovery's over and inflation starts, it looks like. Operating costs go up. That doesn't exist though, right? That's fake news.
Well, they want it to be fake. The ones in power, because they're the ones holding the reins, and they don't have a handle on the horse, looks like.
Yeah, apparently people are you're a terrorist now if you're debanked too, apparently. That's interesting, huh? Yeah,
Yeah, for
you're
sure.
debanked, and if you're a terrorist for supporting protesters. So that's pretty interesting there. Uh, Hookvia Pharma engages in the development of immunotherapeutics targeting infectious diseases, cancer, based on proprietary area viruses platform that is designed to reprogram the body's immune system. Oh, that's interesting there, huh, Kage? The product includes Vaxwace Thera T. The company was founded by Rolf Zingelingel and is headquartered in the People's Republic of New York, New York. Lots of interesting things happen in New York there, Kage. Going on to stock twits, because that's where the real traders are at. Kage, what do you have on your end for the twits?
I saw a couple of bears at the beginning, but there are a couple of bulls here too. Which one do you want me to cover?
Let's cover all, and then I'll go into this interesting article I found, and then I'll go into and let you know. I'll take any notes of anything that takes off from what you're saying, and then we'll go into the twits. We'll go into the pipeline and the article.
Okay, I'll start with the bear first.
Okay.
This is from Mad Volume. He says hook, bearish. Huge barcoding in AH means the toots took the evening off. Their short position was secured on that huge red wick to $2.38. Typical money grab while retail longs get delusional.
That's fair to say. That's a decent bear take, and he did bring his receipts for his bear take there. What else do you got?
How about this one from Bad Boy Grow It? He says, hook, bullish. Ran straight up today at one point, like up 60%. I didn't see not one trading halt. Watch when we moon it gets halted over and over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one thing that I'm going to tell you that's interesting here is that the reason why you saw, so some people are saying, well, what's the uptick for? Why are we getting uptick movement on this? So it looks like Kage, there was a plug in Bazinga there. They have this article here. It says, Hooksvia Pharma entered into an amended and reinstated collaboration license agreement with Gilead Sciences Incorporated to advance the development of arenaviral immunotherapy as its component of potential function of curating the regimen for HIV. Under the recommended reinstated agreement, Hooksvia is responsible for advancing the HIV program through the completion of phase 1 clinical trials with funding from Gilead through $15 million of upfront payment, equity purchase at the completion of phase 1B trial. Gilead has exclusively right to assume the further development of the program. So you might be saying to yourself, well, what does this mean to you? What it means is that, like some of you, so were some of the bears on the map there, Kage, were they basically just saying because they felt like they got shorted in the after hours, or what did they say?
I think there is some talk about what happened in the after hours. Yes.
Is that the only bear reason, or what's the? Because I'm checking out the pipeline here, and the pipeline is just sick with it.
Yeah, I think they kind of missed their opportunity to get in while it was good.
No, there's still not a bad opportunity with what I've seen in this pipeline, and I'm gonna read it to you. You have several opportunities still to make money here. If you don't see the money making opportunities on the board, what I've written down, which I'm gonna tell you, then you'd be a fool not to get in. It just depends where your buy point is. I would say going forward, this is another one of going to be one of Mike's safer plays to look at, just because of what you have going on, and considering you're in the inflation economy, and yeah, you're going to want to find safer plays, and some of these other stocks are going to have to be corrected. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep on telling you guys that till I'm blue in the face, to try to help you so you don't make any bad decisions and things like that. So what else you got there from the twits?
How about this take from Vertical? He always brings his charts with him with his comments. He says, hook, bullish. Was a gap up from after hours that made a new high during market hours. Could not hold the gains, but still one to watch.
It is one to watch there, Kage. What else do you got there? Hey, Kage, so you found a savage take on there. What's your savage? Not an end savage, but you found a savage. What do you got there?
Yeah, I found a savage comment from Chris303.
Okay.
He says, bullish hook. Hope anyone who shorts this watches their parents die of an autoimmune disease. Seriously. Wow.
Wow.
I have no words. I
Yeah.
have no words when compared to that.
Yeah, I'm surprised the censor police he got past the censor police. You know how they are with everything. Everything they
Wow.
take literally on there and they cut people off. So remember the days when you used to have when you let those people make fools of themselves and make them you let I'm not saying he made a fool of himself. I'm just saying that when people said dumb things that people just let it go. Now everybody's offended and everything like that. It's a clown world. So.
Yeah, it's just like I would not wish that on my worst
No,
enemy, to be quite honest.
no, that I
That's
wouldn't.
a horrible way to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, seriously. So, guys, going into the phases in this company, the value in this company is the first phase they have is the HPV treatment that they're working for. They're in phase two of that, and so like in other previous shows before, once you go throughout the phases throughout the year, you do hit those high points. And then you ride those high points, and then obviously you see the shorts where they get in and they get out. So you can swing and ride that swing all the time. So that's one of going to be your safer plays to swing and for long term. You also have the 1L HPV 16 and the 2L. They're in phase two of that. So you have phase three to look forward to, and the news breaks as those phases progress. You also have the HB prostate preclinical. You have the CMV prop there and the CRAS tumors. Those are all in preclinical right there. So you have three of those. So there's lots of cancer treatments here that they're working on. Some of these are in phase two. So that's some heavy hitter stuff there, Kage. You also have the CMV prophylaxis kidney transplant. That's in phase two. And then what we've been talking about tonight, the HIV hepatitis preclinical. There's too many things in the hopper here, Kage, to ignore for you not to want to take a look at it if you are looking to invest. Because some people say, well, what should I invest in? What I would do, just because during crises and things like that, healthcare is not going away. People still have to go to the doctor even in a bad economy. So, and science is not going to stop. You know what I'm saying there, Kage?
Yeah.
Yeah, science is not going to stop.
People are always going to need those meds.
Mm-hmm.
They're always going to need
your treatments,
checkups, and they're always going to need special care if something goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
They'll need an ambulance. So
yeah.
So, it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, and so these are, like I said, these are some of the safer plays to go and look at. You might not like them; they might not look like sexy stocks or anything like that. But it is what it is, as far as that you got to be safer and watch some of these other ones, because they're just showing up on a pump and dump list. Sometimes some of these other ones out there, and then you getting your clock clean, and you can't afford to lose any dough, especially right now, especially with what are we at? We're in the 90s right now for every dollar. It's worth 90 cents. So 92 cents, 90 cents, just depends on the day. So
yeah, it just depends on how you want to make your money work for you.
Yeah.
So.
Or you could be in a country where they're going to freeze your dough, and you don't have access to cash, and you have to go to crypto. So you have to look to that aspect there. What else do you got there on the twits?
How about this one take from Bizarre Trades? He says bullish. Hook. The irony is too funny. Investor analysis have changed their ratings and price target to $15 when originally they had made a lower call below $1. Very vexing.
Yeah, I have 23 to 16 on here as well. Again, I will tell you guys from what he just said, they will try to totally put the spin and do a lambada out there to try to get you to. They're trying to find their buy point for their buddies, and so they don't want you to have access to the cheap crap. So like I said, these guys give out tons of noise, but you guys got to find the signal and figure out where you're getting in. What else do you got there?
How about a bear take from Unsung Hero? He says, Toots own this manipulated trash, and it will run or dump when they want it to.
Oh yeah, that's just common with biopharmas, is that they'll run and dump all the time. It's all on the news. These are all news based, but if you know how to swing and know how to play the swing trade, then you can ride this wave all the time. Almost like they're better biopharmas are better than riding the natural gas ones, or as far as like some of those because you have that dead point. Those are easier than natural gas ones to play stocks like that, but this thing has way too many things in the hopper to like give up on it. It's just I wouldn't buy it on the week that everybody's talking about it, but you just got to find out where you're getting in. And a lot of the other brokerage firms and everything, as far as movement up to this, they've upped their price target on the shares. Now that's all noise as well. So you're all across the board and all across the map with all these companies, these brokerage firms saying their price, pretty much what they say. If they're throwing it out in the newspaper, they're not giving you their secrets. You know what I mean, Kage?
Yeah.
If they really have that into mind, they're not putting it in the paper. Because why would you give that out in the paper? So I'm just saying, just throwing that out there because their track records going forward and staying is not. There's very few and far between lately on that one, except for the pump up the gems. What do you got there? What else you got there on the twits?
How about this one from Brawlet? He says he's got a couple of memes he's cracking into. He says, "Hook bullish. We just got an uptick after I broke into a Kit Kat. Quick, someone snap into a Slim Jim or be like Nike and just buy it."
Yeah, the boards, the stocks have been circling here and there so much. Someone had to put something on there to make things pumped up a little bit there get the juices rolling again. What else you got there?
How about this one from not a lot of takes that I'm looking at that are good recently. Wealthy at 93, he says, "Hook, bullish. Whoever's scraping them pennies might catch carpal tunnel."
Carpal tunnel syndrome, huh? From scraping the penny. Yeah, that's true. Scraping the pennies to try to make $1 out of 15 cents. If you guys can remember that famous rapper, you might have a prize. You never know. You're gonna look that up there. So that's pretty much it for me on that one. I don't have any other stocks there. Okay, so for the last take on this one, Kage, I would say this is a definite watch, something to look forward to. Find your buy point and get on this one when you feel it's right for you. As far as it looks like a decent play to me. So what do you got?
Yeah, I'd say this is definitely worth a look because pharmaceuticals are not going away anytime soon, and just for the price point that you want to get in on this is actually pretty cheap for this stock. If you want to get in, I mean, it could go up, it could go down, but that's ultimately your call. It just depends on what your buy point is and how much time and how much patience you have for this stock.
Yeah. Also, we have the last play. I'd like you to bring up here. I found it's on the pump and dump list. So get ready we finally got to pump up the jam one. This one got shot out to me. KEGS. This one comes from Market Club. So if you're not on their sign up list or have their plays, if you're going to go play the short game, go on to Market Club and go see what options and trades you can get there. No, they didn't pay me to say that. I'm just trying to throw that out there for you if you want to get on their pump and dump list. KEGS 1812 Brewing Company Incorporated. Last tick was 0.0078. You go to the chart for this one for a pump and dump. It hasn't been bad all year. Obviously, you had the bounce of the recovery, and then you had inflation, shortages, then production cost ratios, cost that added to the inflation. Okay, so guys, going on to stock twits because that's where the real traders are at. What do you guys got there on the twits there, Kage?
How about this comment from Stock Titan? He says KEGS 1812 Brewing Company Inc. now controls 100% of its beer production and packaging. So that's always a good thing that they're doing for separating out labor for other things for bottling. Did
you see the sentiment on the boards? Would you say that this is Obviously, with the pump up the gem there, do you see a lot of happy faces, or do you have any bulls out there, or is it straight green across the board?
It looks green across the board
Okay.
for the most part. I mean, it's a stock that basically is dependent on like nostalgic beers or whatever.
Yeah, and we're gonna dive into that for some of you joining, being like, well, when do we get into the company? We will in a second here. We're trying to get to the meat of why this company, as far as why is it popping off, and one of the deals here we have is from Global Newswire. 1812 Brewing Company relaunches its top-selling war beer of 1812 ale in bottles. It says here that the company is pleased to announce, after successfully commissioning its recently acquired Macro 3-station bottle labeler, pressure bottle filler, and Gal 4290R crown cap elevator, it's bottled over 18,000 liters of its top-selling War of 1812 beer, which is sold out in 2 days. It released the product in a new refreshed packaging. Tom Skazava, he says, this is just the beginning for us, but it was a nice first run. What do you got? What else do you got there on the twits?
How about this one from I Like BB Stock? He says, nice name / ticker change to KEGS. Coming. Love it. I guess it was a change from SIBA, I think.
Yeah. We also have here the demand for 1812 there was strong demand for that beer. But of course, you have your minor replacement part issues with the equipment, because we have such a genius with the supply chains and things like that, running things. I can't tell you how happy I am to have a genius. The people that are in charge of the country right now, they're doing such an excellent job, and I'm carrying the cooler for them, because they're helping this business be successful and keeping its supply chain rolling for it. But that was me being facetious. What else you got there?
How about this one from Bolt Action Market Sniper? He says, Steve, I had a good fun watching you get current, and then you come straight out with a great letter and shareholder engagement. Then you crap on my head with dilution. Not 1 week after getting current again. Not 1 day after hinting that dilution wasn't part of your strategy. Bye-bye. Hope you all have fun with this management group. I'll never trust them again. Gladly, I was in early. Yeah. Like I said, you got the pump up the jam out there too, so that's not going to help. So if you're new to this, you're watching the video and you're new to trading, please don't jump in and buy right away, because this is definitely a risky week to be looking to get in. Running at full speed, the Macro and GAI bottling line can produce up to 60 bottles a minute, 3,600 bottles an hour. In 2020, the company acquired Macro and GI bottling equipment after then the contract partner Empire Brewing Company that exited the business. As its current brewing and storage capacity, the company could bottle 3 million bottles per year. In the previous release, the company highlighted its now controlled 100% production and packaging, expects gross profit margin to increase 50% above when the packaging was contracted out to third parties. So there you have it, the third-party contracting there. About them, they're both an investment and operating company focused on beverages and hospitality industries. Yeah, you should guys go to chance. I'll go try to go to the website and show you the burger on there, man. You guys are your mouth's gonna be watering on there. You guys, going on to the restaurant menu here. It looks like they got beer battered cheese curds. They got brew pub wings. They got the fried tortilla nachos with the pico de gallo and jalapeno there. They have duck nachos as well. Barbecue duck. So interesting on that. You guys ever had that? I've had duck before. It's a little bit rich for some people's taste, but I like it.
How about duck nachos?
Can't say that I have had it with nachos, no, but I have fries.
Miguelito, have you had duck nachos before?
No. What is that, dude? That sounds gross.
Duck nachos are barbecue duck confit with cheddar and feta cheese, based on 6 tortilla chips topped with apple, blueberry, salsa, cilantro. That sounds like a stomach ache, man.
Yeah.
To each in his own, huh?
That's freaking greasy, man.
Yeah, that's way greasy. They got Cajun mussels too, slow simmered 1812 amber Amber beer, sausage, oven roasted tomatoes, and shallots. Beer battered shrimp. Shrimp cocktail. Man, this menu is freaking dope. But that's what you get for a company like this. The food menu looks sick with it. What's that?
Most specialized with stuff that goes well with beer, I think.
They have the Sackett seafood chowder. You would like this. It's got tiger shrimp, lobster, bay scallops, slow simmered in a cream base. How is a bowl and I don't think this is updated on the prices, man. How's the bowl? 11 and $9. I would think it'd be more than that, man.
What about deadlift shrimp?
Basketball player from back in the day. That's funny. Then you got the Adirondack burger, the mushroom Swiss burger, the Lego burger. So you got the menu looks decent to me, guys. You got the shrimp tacos. I hate when people say that. That's why I said that. They got tuna tacos, guys, and the crab cake sandwich. So there you go.
Oh.
Yeah. So you got.
I like crab, but not crab cake, dude. Especially not the sandwich.
Yeah, it's
good.
Yeah, you might as well just have a soft shell crab sandwich there when it's in season in August on the East Coast there. It looks like Kage, what do you have there from the Twits as far as you had something on before on beer production and packaging, and then Mike, you joined the party late. They were making their War of 1812 beer, and then they had a problem with spare parts and everything because I was just saying about how we have the best leadership right now currently in the White House and everything, so I'm sure things are going great because of the shortages and things, right?
Yeah, I'm just here to hang out, man.
Yeah?
You're just dripping with the sarcasm.
Yeah. So, yeah, just remember when you're looking for spare parts that you have a fearless leader that will supply you. What else you got there on the Twits there, Kage?
How about this take from Doubleday? He says, bullish, KEGS. We just need more volume. Great PR today. This company is going places.
The company's going places? You cut out. What was it after the places? Happy faces or what?
It just said this company is going places.
Oh, interesting. What else do you got?
How about this take from Pursuable? Adding 5 mil more, but you gotta check KEGS.
Interesting. I've got an article here from Global Newswire. It says, since the inception, in order to meet the market demand of producing the products and services, the company has relied on third parties to contract to brew and keg and bottle in its beer. So, is that concerning to you, Mike? There, that it's relying on third parties to do that, or you think that's just the norm?
I mean, I'd say having it in-house is usually better, right? But what do I know about that industry?
Yeah, exactly. So, but this is interesting to get your take on it anyway, though. I thought since you threw a couple back every now and then that we might have something interesting to add on that one, Mikey.
Well, like as we were saying earlier, in Kage, man, beer is disgusting, man. That's all there is to it. I drink countless gallons of it, and it's just gross. I just have to be honest with myself. It's disgusting. I can't stand it anymore. So. And
you're not doing this for a hot take right now, are you?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say group beer.
That actually tastes good. The company has always valued and appreciated its content and brewing partnerships. It has come at price. Not only is it costly for the company, Tom Skozafava stated, chairman and CEO of 1812 Brewing, but it's rendered completely dependent on the availability of a downtime at the brewing partners' facilities, which many times left the company at the back of the line of importance priority during the busiest time of the year. Furthermore, the entire bottling business is vulnerable to health and long-term viability of the contract partners, and over the last 13 years they provide numerous contract partners production or gone out of business, which is... So this is going to actually help them as far as... because they don't want to get behind, which is great, wouldn't you say?
I would ask the case for the stock. I think this is a nostalgic company, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And...
well, then the other thing is...
What do you think about the name, Mike?
The name is awesome, and the demand for the 1812 ale is in huge numbers. The CEO says when you have to produce a minimum of 500 kegs of beer and kegging or bottles of new product development, he says you can test the market for smaller batches, which allow them to produce more brands in very short order. But as far as the numbers from before, previous part of the show, I mean, he was putting it out so fast that the problem is his machine got jacked up, and that's why he had to do the third party because he had tons of demand for his product for the ale there, the 1812 ale. So that was interesting on that, yeah. So you got anything else interesting on the twits there, Kage?
I think we covered this stock pretty well. There's really not much.
Yeah.
News to the stock lately.
Well, it is on the. I mean, I'm not going to ask you guys too much about what's your take on it as far as if you're buying or holding, because it is on the pump and dump list. So obviously we know what's going to happen in the next 2 days. So I'm sure if it's going to pop off again, we'll probably cover it and we can give a better analysis of going down the road. But it's a good first look on it to see what's going on with it.
Yeah, for this one, I would wait on it.
Yeah.
At least until like next week, if you're planning on getting into it.
Yeah.
I think you need to sample it, Mike.
Hey, if the owner's out there and someone wants to relay anything to him, tell him to send some free samples. We might have some samplers out there. We have a main sample guy that we know that would love to sample it and put it on the show. So we could do it live if you want. He won't take us up on the offer, but yeah. So I'm out on this. I'm out on the show. What about you guys?
I'm out too. So I'll just say good night, people.
Yep. Peace out to the Hip Hop Nation. Later.